I scoured the internet and found what you had to say. And now, I shall expose you. Hello, beautiful people. I'm the Luschmaster. Welcome to my channel. Oh yeah, of course. Subscribe. So today we're trying something different because there's been a lot of stuff going on about AI this, AI that. So I decided, let's see what AI has to say about some of the topics that we talk about on this channel. And I thought a very interesting character to kind of like profile with ChatGPT is Toby Flenderson from The Office. So I asked ChatGPT a lot of questions around what you specifically thought about his character in The Office. So without further ado, this is everything ChatGPT says you have said about Toby Flenderson from The Office. I asked ChatGPT, first of all, what the general consensus of the Toby character is in The Office, like what the audience thinks, especially what Reddit and YouTube comments had in mind, what people, just kind of like vomit on there. That was not a great visual for you, and I apologize, but let's continue. Let's see what you thought of Toby according to ChatGPT. Toby is the unsung hero of The Office, always trying to keep things in order and maintaining a professional environment. I feel bad for Toby because he constantly gets mistreated by Michael Scott and the rest of The Office. Toby's dry sense of humor and deadpan delivery are what make him hilarious. That is true. That is from my side, in my opinion, I absolutely agree with that. So whoever said that, you got it spot on. And I'm happy that ChatGPT highlighted your comment. I love how Toby is the voice of reason in the midst of all the chaos and absurdity in The Office. Toby's infatuation with Pam is both endearing and a little bit creepy at times. True, maybe more endearing. It feels like a schoolboy crush, whatever. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, you blush when they come around, when they're like around your space and that kind of vibe. Yeah. I find Toby's presence to be a bit dull and he doesn't add much excitement to the show. Toby is just plain boring. I wish they would have given his character more depth and development. Yikes. Toby's interactions with Dwight are some of the funniest moments in the series. I remember his Halloween costumes and a Christmas episode. Something happened in a Christmas episode. There was a bird involved. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm telling a story right now like Creed. I appreciate Toby's attempts to enforce HR policies, even though they are often ignored or ridiculed. Every single meeting, hey? Toby's Costa Rica storylines are some of the most memorable and entertaining moments on the show. Maybe I have not seen like extra footage from the show, but I don't remember a lot of Toby's Costa Rica moments. I remember him being in the hospital. I love how Toby tries to bond with the other office employees, but they often reject him every single time. Shame, man. Toby's exit from the show in the later seasons was a bit underwhelming and could have been handled better. Toby's awkwardness and inability to fit in with the rest of the office makes him relatable to many viewers. Who? Put your hand up. Toby is like the punching bag of the office, constantly getting picked on, never catching a break. Yep. I enjoy the subtle humor in Toby's facial expressions and reactions to the craziness that's happening around him. I know, I love it. There's actually one scene that comes to my brain right now is when was it Michael? Wait, it was Andy. It was Andy when he went to Toby to try and fight Aaron and Plop's relationship. And Toby was like, yeah, that's just a copy of a sheet, the relationship agreement that they had with each other that Andy had crumpled up. And Toby was like, yeah, that's just a copy. And then when Andy walked away, he was like, yeah, it's not really a copy, it's the original. I think that's my best Toby moment that I can like just think of right now in my brain. But yeah, it just makes me so happy. Toby's interactions with Michael Scott are both cringeworthy and comedic gold. Toby's constant sighs and resigned demeanor perfectly capture the monotony of office life. Yeah. I think Toby is secretly the Scranton Strangler. Really? There are so many hints and clues pointing in that direction. Tell me more about the Scranton Strangler theories because I'm very interested in them. Toby's love for his daughter and his attempts to be a good father add a touch of heart to his character. Beautiful. I love those moments, especially when he drops off his kid at school and goes for ice cream. Toby's seminars and HR presentations are some of the most boring and tedious moments on the show. It really does give you a picture into the mundane corporate life, doesn't it? Toby is often overlooked, but his contributions as the HR representative are crucial to maintaining a functioning office. Too bad that office is not really functioning in the corporate sense. Functioning in other ways, probably, but not in the standard corporate, functioning way. But let's continue. Toby's friendship with Pam is heartwarming, and it's nice to see someone genuinely care about her. Wait, what about the husband? Jimothy. I appreciate how Toby remains calm and composed, even in the face of Michael's outrageous behavior. Toby's obsession with the Scranton Strangler trial is both creepy and a little bit weird. That sounds like the same description, but I hear you. Toby is a forgettable character. I often find myself not even noticing when he's on screen. Yikes, that is harsh, dude. I don't know if I've actually ever forgotten that Toby was a part of The Office. I think that because maybe I spend a lot of time on Reddit and everyone is always expressing how much they hate Toby, it's hard to kind of not see him on screen. Or is it just me? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever forgotten that Toby was on your screen, even while you're staring at him in the vase? So that was a very entertaining ride. Let's see what the next one is. I asked ChatGPT to give me some theories on what you think is the mystery or the illusion around the Toby character, and this is what ChatGPT had to say. Theory number 1. Toby Flenderson is a secret millionaire who continues to work at Dunder Mifflin out of pure enjoyment and to observe human behavior in a corporate setting. I highly doubt that. This feels like more of a ChatGPT theory rather than something that someone said on Reddit or YouTube or Twitter or wherever else people say things. I feel like no. No, it doesn't sound right. Who would think that Toby Flenderson is a secret millionaire when all he wants to do is retire and go to Costa Rica? No, man. Toby Flenderson is a talented writer who is secretly penning a novel about the office and its eccentric employees, using their real-life experiences as inspiration. I don't think so. He might be a talented writer, but he's definitely not writing about anyone in the office. He is writing about the Scranton Strangler or his mystery novels of his black criminal person. I don't know. I just see Angela's face right now telling Toby that we don't care about your black murderer or something like that. I would like to dispute that theory. Second theory disputed. So ChatGPT is 0 for 0 right now. Toby Flenderson is a time traveler who has been stuck in the wrong era. Trying to navigate the modern world while yearning for simpler times. I could actually see that. All he wants is to be in Costa Rica, just doing his thing and living the island life or whatever the Costa Rica lifestyle is. And he's just stuck here in the office, Maybe I could actually see that being something that could be like a spin-off. Let me know in the comments if that sounds like something that you would actually follow up on. Theory number 4, Toby Flenderson is an alien disguised as a human. Sent to Earth to study the intricacies of human interactions and documented for his extraterrestrial species. I don't think so. but I highly doubt that has any traction to it. Theory number 5. Toby Flenderson is a former member of the Witness Protection Program. I'm sure he would like that. Wait, is that Stanley that I'm thinking about? Toby Flenderson is a former member of the Witness Protection Program, hiding in plain sight as an unassuming HR representative to escape his troubled past. That could be something. Theory number 6. Toby Flenderson is a long-lost relative of Michael Scott, but their true connection remains a secret, leading to Toby's constant mistreatment and exclusion from office events. But then, I'm trying to figure out now if Michael would actually have known about the relationship that he has towards Toby. Would he hate him more or less than he does? I feel like Michael would hate him. What do you think? Toby Flenderson is a retired spy who joined Dunder Mifflin as a cover, using his position to gather information on potential threats and covertly protecting the company. How? Because there is so much fraud happening in the company, so why hasn't anyone been busted yet? Theory number 8. Toby Flenderson is an aspiring stand-up comedian, using his dry humor and deadpan delivery as a coping mechanism for the absurdity of his office environment. If he was a stand-up comedian, I don't think he would have lasted, 9-10 years? Toby Flenderson is a highly skilled hacker, quietly using his position in the IT department to gather sensitive information and maintain control over the office's digital systems. Well, he's not doing a very good job at it, is it? Because here we are with Ryan embezzling from the company. So if anyone is to blame, it seems like it would be Toby. Toby Flenderson is an undercover journalist working on an expose about the dysfunctional corporate culture at Dunder Mifflin and its impact on employees. I feel like he should have so much content by now. Even the 3rd season, something should have happened, right? The police should have been all up in there, SWAT team, get on the floor, kind of vibe. It's like, yeah, it should have been dismantled a long time ago, if that's the case. So definitely no traction there. Theory number 11. Toby Flenderson is a ghost haunting the office, bound to the premises due to unfinished business or an unresolved conflict from his past life. Michael Scott would certainly think that he looks like a ghost, so... Toby Flenderson is a psychological experiment conducted by an unknown organization tasked with studying the effects of a prolonged exposure to workplace toxicity and dysfunction. I could believe that, actually. I could totally believe that, because you see a lot of changes in the Toby Flenderson character, both physically and psychologically. So there's a decline and there are highs, there are lows, there are so many things going on. So I could actually believe that as a theory. If that was something that was presented to me initially without me actually knowing the Toby character very well, I would take it. The next theory. Toby Flenderson is a time loop traveler, reliving the same day over and over and over again in the office, desperately trying to break free from the monotonous cycle. I could see that. Toby Flenderson is a highly trained martial artist, concealing his combat skills to maintain a peaceful and non-threatening image in the office. I could actually see that. As being one of his backstories. Who said that? Let me know in the comments. Theory number 15. Toby Flenderson is an undercover therapist, secretly observing and analyzing the office employees' behaviors to provide psychological insights and guidance. Okay, so we see that he is a therapist of some sort in the later seasons, so plausible. Following theory. Toby Flenderson is a lost member of the Scranton Stranglers family, plagued by guilt and searching for answers to the unsolved crimes that haunt the town. Wow, so is that why he's so obsessed with the Scranton Strangler? Could explain it. Toby Flenderson is a brilliant inventor, using his position at Dunder Mifflin as a cover to work on groundbreaking technologies that will revolutionize the paper industry. Maybe he should speak to Ryan and convince him that the paper industry is not dying, man. Toby Flenderson is a retired magician using his knowledge of illusions and misdirection to navigate the office politics and protect his secrets. Then he and Michael Scott should be best friends. Toby Flenderson is an undercover agent for a rival paper company infiltrating Dunder Mifflin to gather competitive intelligence and undermine their operations. For 10 years. At what point does he come out and is like, aha, I got you? Toby Flenderson is a parallel universe doppelganger of a much more successful and charismatic version of himself, trapped in our reality and forced to endure a mundane existence. Wow, that feels so far-fetched.
Toby Flenderson is an alien ambassador from a distant planet sent to Earth to establish interplanetary relations and learn about human society through the lens of the office.
I don't know why I read it that way, but it just felt like a mood. I think that it would make sense to all of the other office workers if he was an alien from another world, especially Michael. Oh gosh. Toby Flenderson is a secret musical prodigy, using his mundane job as a cover to compose symphonies and masterpieces in his spare time. Too bad we never got to hear any of his compositions, huh? Toby Flenderson is a retired superhero, having hung up his cape to pursue a normal life but still keeping a watchful eye in the office, ready to spring into action if needed. If needed? How many times has it been needed in the office? He should have sprung out so many times in the last 10 years. What? No. I would like to disprove that theory right now. Toby Flenderson is a long-lost descendant of a historical figure, secretly investigating his family's connection to a famous person and uncovering hidden truths along the way. Toby Flenderson is an integral part of a larger conspiracy, involved in a complex plot that involves Dunder Mifflin, the government, and hidden agendas that extend far beyond the office walls. So after all of that, I was still very interested in continuing the conversation with ChatGPT. Yes, I was gossiping about you to ChatGPT. Excuse me for being interested or curious, whatever. So I asked ChatGPT to get me into the mind of Michael Scott and what he truly thinks about Toby Flenderson. And this is what ChatGPT had to say. Toby is the worst. This is everything according to Michael Scott that you have highlighted in your comments. Toby is the worst. I hate everything about Toby. Toby is a buzzkill. Toby ruins all the fun. I wish Toby didn't exist. Wait, did Michael actually say that? Toby is the Scranton Strangler. Note, this is a running joke in the show. That is according to ChatGPT. Literally everything I'm about to read right now is not my opinion. I'm just reading out loud. Toby is always trying to ruin my jokes. Toby's presence brings down the office morale. He has said that. I remember him saying not necessarily those words, but yeah, something to that effect. Anyway, let's continue. Toby is the human resources monster. I feel physical pain when Toby is around. Toby is a boring, life-sucking vampire. Toby is the embodiment of sadness and despair. My goodness. Toby's face makes me want to scream. Toby is a giant black hole of happiness. I'd rather have a root canal than spend time with Toby. Toby is a walking HR violation waiting to happen. Toby's mere existence is an insult to my intelligence. Toby is the epitome of everything wrong with the world. Yes, I remember that. Toby has the personality of a wet blanket. Toby's voice is like nails on a chalkboard. I wish Toby would disappear into the abyss. Oh my gosh. Toby's constant presence is a constant annoyance. Yeah, I can see that. Toby is a soulless bureaucrat. Toby's mere presence makes me lose faith in humanity. I would trade Toby for a stapler any day. Which of those do you think that Michael Scott really actually said? Because I think like maybe 70% is just wrong or out of context, which is something that maybe another character would have said, but definitely sprinkled about that, maybe about 30% of what I just read, maybe 30-40. To give it a fair shot is definitely something that Michael has alluded to or Michael has said outright. I had to ask this question, obviously. Is Toby Flenderson the Scranton Strangler? And this is what ChatGPT had to say. There is no credible evidence or information within the Office series that suggests that Toby Flenderson is the Scranton Strangler. It is important to note that the Scranton Strangler is a fictional character mentioned on the show as a running joke, and there is no canonical connection between Toby and the Strangler. The Scranton Strangler remains an unsolved mystery within the show's universe, and Toby's character does not possess any explicit traits or behaviors that would indicate he is the Strangler. Very boring, I know. But I had to push a little more. I asked ChatGPT what are some fan theories around why they think Toby Flenderson is the Scranton Strangler, because that is actually the answer that I was most interested in. And this is what ChatGPT had to say. While there is no concrete evidence supporting Toby Flenderson being the Scranton Strangler in the Office series, some fan theories have emerged speculating on the possibility. It's important to note that these theories are purely speculative and not confirmed within the show's narrative. Here are 10 such theories. This is very interesting. Toby Flenderson developed a split personality disorder with his alter ego being the Scranton Strangler. Whoa. Toby's calm and unassuming nature is a perfect cover for his secret life as a serial killer. Chills. Toby's interest in crime novels and documentaries could be interpreted as a fascination with his own crimes and when he's gonna get caught, or if he's gonna get caught. I'm just adding in my own little tidbits here because I'm interested all of a sudden. Toby's extended absences and mysterious behavior coincide with the timeline of the Scranton Strangler's activities. I've seen quite a bit of chatter about this on Reddit. So, Toby's proximity to the Scranton Strangler case and his involvement in the jury may have been an intentional ploy to protect his secret identity. Toby's quiet demeanor and passive-aggressive interactions with others could be a result of the inner turmoil caused by his double life. Toby's sick days and time spent in the annex could be when he went out to commit the Strangler's crimes. This is getting deep. Toby's seemingly obsessive knowledge about the Scranton Strangler case could be a way to cover his tracks and divert suspicion. Toby's frequent interactions with law enforcement, such as Detective Michael Scarn, may indicate his desire to stay close to the investigation. Detective Michael Scarn was not a part of the Scranton Strangler investigation in any way, so that is definitely a ChatGPT mishap. Toby's exit from the series and subsequent move to Costa Rica could be seen as an attempt to escape the scrutiny and consequences of his actions. Interesting. Okay, so since I felt like I was very interested in the Pam Beesly and Toby narrative, I thought that I would poke a little more in that direction. I asked ChatGPT, does Toby have feelings for Pam, or something like prove that Toby had feelings for Pam? And this is what ChatGPT had to say. The perception that Toby Flenderson is in love with Pam Beesly on The Office stems from Toby's interactions and behavior towards Pam throughout the series. Here are some reasons why people think Toby may have feelings for Pam. Toby often shows a heightened interest in Pam's personal life, asking her questions and engaging in conversations with her. Toby's demeanor changes when he is around Pam, displaying nervousness or awkwardness in her presence. We've all seen this. Toby frequently finds opportunities to be near Pam or engage in activities with her, such as joining the office art class when Pam is participating. I remember him saying that what his kid does and what the rest of them do at their ballet recitals or whatever, that is an art. Definitely one of the moments I laughed out loud at Toby's moments. Oh gosh, what a reminder. Toby's lingering glances or smiles towards Pam suggest an admiration or attraction toward her. I feel like that's more Jim. I mean, I can see Toby, but it feels like more of a Jim statement. Toby occasionally compliments Pam, displaying a fondness for her and her accomplishments. Toby becomes noticeably disappointed or dejected when Pam is unavailable or uninterested in spending time with him. Toby's demeanor towards Jim, Pam's husband, can be interpreted as jealousy or a sense of competition for Pam's attention. Absolutely, 100% nailed it. Toby's interactions with Pam often go beyond a typical professional relationship, showing a level of emotional emotional investment. Yes. I can think of a lot of things off the top of my head. Do you remember when he was showing Pam how to punch Michael? Chef's kiss right there. That was a beautiful moment. Especially Michael's reaction. While there are numerous theories that people have shared about Toby leaving the office, here are some possible theories. Toby Flenderson was the Scranton Strangler, and his departure was linked to his secret criminal activities. Toby couldn't handle the constant harassment and mistreatment from Michael Scott and the office staff, leading him to seek a new job or transfer. Toby realized he had a passion for writing and decided to pursue a career as an author or a journalist. Toby won the lottery or received a significant inheritance, allowing him to retire early and leave the office behind. Toby's love for Pam Beesly became too painful for him, so he decided to distance himself from her and the office environment. These theories are speculative and open to interpretation, as Toby's departure was not explicitly explored in the show. They represent different ideas that fans have discussed and speculated upon to make sense of Toby's exit from the office. So which one do you think is closer to the truth? And of course, I absolutely had to do this. One final question that would be so mind-boggling. I could just test your knowledge about Toby in the office. So I asked ChatGPT, what is the most difficult question I can ask the office fandom about Toby Flenderson? And it responded with, one challenging question that you can ask the office fandom about Toby Flenderson could be, in the episode, The Deposition, Toby reveals that he was selected for jury duty. Which major case was Toby assigned to as a juror? Now, if you are a die-hard fan of The Office and The Office universe and everything within it, you obviously know this question. So obviously ChatGPT does not really know everything there is to know about everything. So we can rest assured that AI 100% has a very long way to go, but definitely making good strides. And I can definitely see and understand the hard work that a lot of engineers are actually doing. I think that ChatGPT, personally, for me, is a nice assistant to have, because especially in a case like where you really don't know where to start or how to start with content, it's a good tool to have where you can bounce ideas off of, or even find that it is a good thing to ridicule if that's your type of content. But personally, I think that it's a nice tool to have around, whether it's for content, whether it's for your personal development, whether you need it for studying, for work. It gives you some very outlandish answers sometimes that really help you learn and understand and actually think things through. So I think it's a good tool to have. What do you think? And what do you really think of Toby? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again soon. Tra-la-la.